अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि रब्बिल आलमीन। नहमदुहु व नसल्ली अला रसूलिहिल करीम। अम्मा बाद औज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम। बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम। We have already discussed some causes of the underdevelopment. We have already discussed lack of capital, poverty, political instability, corruption, along with the lack of entrepreneurial and managerial talent. How they have kept the countries underdeveloped. They are keeping some countries underdeveloped, and this act is persistent. And now we add some other causes of the underdevelopment. Now we'll discuss lack of skilled personnel and technical know-how. We have already discussed the lack of entrepreneurial and managerial talent. There are four factors of production: land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. So that entrepreneur is the fourth factor of production. Lack of skilled personnel and technical know-how, it belongs to the labor, the second factor of production. So there is difference between the definition and working of entrepreneur and a laborer. The skills which are owned by the laborers, they are prerequisites for the development of an economy, for the running of an economy, for the operation and use of the physical capital, and along whole of the country, the technical know-how and the overall is basis for the uplift of the industrial sector and the other sectors of the economy. For the purpose of exploitation of resources and utilization of physical capital, skilled labor force and technical know-how is basic requirement, which is not normally available in underdeveloped countries of the world. In fact, non-availability of the technical institutions, it in fact is because of the non-availability of the technical institutions, lack of formal education, lack of technical education, poverty, and lack of general awareness of the people. It leads to the low level of technical expertise. Problem of governance in underdeveloped countries is also responsible for non-availability of technical expertise. You see, like the countries we have already discussed, that when colonization was being exercised, Japan was not colonized because of its position, because it was not having the mineral sources, land was not that much in magnitude which can serve for the production of goods and commodities which can be exported. So it was ignored. But it is seen in practical life that the labor, the people of the country, the Japanese, determined their technical expertise is responsible for the climaxes of the development of Japan on the international level. So it is an important factor which can cause the development. Now Japanese import goods and services from the rest of the world. All the minerals and other inputs like cotton, they import from the rest of the world. They have developed their physical structure, capital structure, with the help of the skilled personnel and the expertise of their people, and then they export the goods and services to the rest of the world. And that is the basic cause which has given the Japan an eminent position in the economies of the world. Another factor which is responsible for the underdevelopment of the countries is the working of the institutional framework. Functional relationship among social, administrative, and economic institutions is not proper and active in the underdeveloped countries of the world. That is another reason for the underdevelopment of some economies of the world. If this working is active, that can accelerate the process of development of the economies. In some cases, the interrelationship of above mentioned institutions further slows down the rate of economic development. It is also observed in some countries the heads of the institutions are appointed keeping in view their loyalty to the appointing authorities. So, in place of working for the development of an economy, they work for the purpose of showing their loyalties to the influential personalities and people of the work network of the mafias. These institutions, which are headed by the people who are not loyal to the country, they are in fact paid by some mafias also. Even in some developed countries of the world, it is said that administrations and the institutions, they are controlled by some mafias also, other than the government. So the policies of the government are not implemented keeping in view the supreme national interests. In these countries, in fact, these mafias control the economy. This hidden hand is mostly responsible for the underdevelopment of so many countries of the world. They never let the economy work properly, and they do not let the economy grow at an accelerated rate. In fact, in some countries of the world, some working groups, they have got their own interests and they try their best to make a network which works for them, and they set up the institutional framework on those lines which extract the resources, and these resources are normally exported or taken away from the country, and economy becomes, you can say, weak and weak. Sometimes these resources are kept within the country, and that creates a gap between the rich and poor. Rich becomes richer and richer, and poor becomes poorer and poorer. It further increases and keeps on increasing. When the direction of the economic activity is towards the interests of the particular groups, particular personalities, particular mafias, then an economy can't develop, and knowingly these economies are kept underdeveloped. Education is not allowed to work properly. Proper education is not provided to the people, and that is why the undereducated and uneducated people are not able and are not in the position to understand the working of these mafias. So this network, if properly organized, can increase the rate of economic development. But if that is under the mafias, then the country can't be thought of having the developing inspirations. Another important point, that is dependence of some countries on oil. It is also observed that some countries heavily depend upon the availability of oil in their countries. By selling oil, they are in a position to earn a high level of national income. These countries utilize these monetary assets for the purpose of non-development channels of life. Uh, there are 11 mainly oil producing countries of the world. Out of them, mainly they are the Islamic countries. But what happens is their incomes are high. There are two ways of spending these monetary resources. Number one, these earned resources can be utilized for making best use of the resources, and particularly the labor should be trained technically, and entrepreneurial assets are put on the working line in such a way that the amount earned can be spent upon the research. These resources can be utilized for research and for the production of the physical assets also. Physical assets, machines, advanced technologies can be had with the help of these monetary resources. If funding is done in this direction, that must be kept in view in case of some countries that they must be in a position to be self-sufficient, and they must know that oil is an asset which can slowly decrease. It is a new survey was issued some months before that oil of these Middle East countries, UAE, Dubai, Saudi Arabia, and all these Kuwait, this will tremendously fall and decrease the production, and it will be at the low level by 2034. Because just after 14 years, they will not be in a position to earn that much money resources which are earning at present. And if before time they do not divert their attention towards the industrial development, towards the development of the technologies, if they spend all these technologies, utilize their own working force and expertise, and utilize the resources for the purpose of the research, they are in a position to get advanced, you can say high-tech technology. But if this amount which is available at present and which is not expected to be at the same level in the future and is going to diminish, that is used for the purpose of the enjoyment only, for the purpose of rising the living standard only, for the purpose of the wasting this money also, buildings and roads only can't develop the country. And normally their assets are kept out of their countries in the other countries of the world, and they utilize these resources, and with the help of these resources they are going to develop their economies. They are going to have high research standards, and as a result high technologies are available with those countries, and with the help of these high tech experiences they are in a position to control the economies of the whole of the world, keeping in view the defense equipment. They are in a position to control the other economies of the world. So some countries which have got this opportunity of oil production, if that is not properly utilized, that will ultimately decrease, and they will have to face the poverty, and then after wasting the time they will not be able in a position to stand upon their own foot, and will not be able to in a position to be the self-sufficient nations in the world. In fact, with the help of these resources, these economies provide better living standards and per capita income to their people without earning from industrial sector. These countries have ignored the importance of the industrial sector advancements, research and technologies. Their resources are misutilized and underutilized. According to the current survey, as I have already discussed, survey of the international level, the oil of the Middle East countries will be decreasing at an accelerated after 2034. The next is high population growth. It is observed on the international level the rate of increase of population in the developed countries of the world is less as compared to the developing nations of the world, which causes burden upon the economies in the underdeveloped countries, which are already underdeveloped and that never let the poor nations and the developing countries of the world to develop. As I've said, it is general observation that in UDC rate of increase of population is very high. It is not backed with the resources. They have got bigger resources when rate of economic development is low and population increases that inversely affect the process of the development and it leads to the poverty which keeps the country as an underdeveloped country. In these countries, customs pertaining to the social structure also restrict the process of development. Early marriages are also an important cause for increasing rate of growth of population. It is observed on the international level that population control must be considered an important aspect of development of countries, of economies. It must coincide with the availability of the resources. And it is an important problem on the international level. It is given high priority on the international level that population must be controlled. The overall population of the whole world should be according to the resources available in the world. If it is not controlled, it will lead to the inverse, inverse conditions which can bring poverty and other social diseases which can further deteriorate the economic situation in the world. So population is another factor. In some countries of the world, it is controlled properly, and people, their own selves, understand that they will have to keep the size of their families according to the resources available. The children they have got must be educated and technically trained and must be the good and better citizens of an economy. This aspect helps in the development of the economies of the world. So it is observed all the developed countries of the world, in all the developed countries of the world, the rate of increase of population is lower than the rate of increase of the population in the developing countries and underdeveloped countries. That never let the economy rise and it suppresses the rate of economic development. Another factor which keeps the economies at the lower level of development and never let it rise, that is, in UDCs, both unemployment and underemployment prevail. A large number of people in these countries remain without jobs and it is known as unemployment. And the mostly people on job are not fairly adjusted and they are underemployed. That means by underemployed we mean that the laborers of higher qualification are working at the post which can be filled with the help of family and technically less qualified people. It means a man who is an engineer, he is working as a technician. A technician may be a person with the less qualifications. On the same pattern, uh, a man who has done his PhD is working as a schoolmaster. It is again underemployment. He must be working in research field on high level or must be educating the people in the colleges and the universities. So in these countries there is unemployment and which is ever expanding. So never let the economy to grow, rather it inversely affects the economies. In fact, unemployment and underemployment create so many social problems also. There are strikes, there are other social problems which also inversely affect the economies of the world. In fact, unemployment and underemployment is an international problem and its situation is worse in underdeveloped countries of the world and acts for the underdevelopment and deterioration of the circumstances in these worlds. Unemployment also prevails in the developed countries of the world, but the rate of underemployment and unemployment is, you can say, less or manageable in those countries. Then we see it is mainly observed the UDCs are dependent upon agricultural products which do not provide high prices and high level of revenue within the country. They are not in a position to convert basic materials and products into semi-finished goods and finished goods. So they have to export the primary products. Under these conditions, they earn much less than they can earn by exporting the semi-finished and finished goods. Another factor is weather weather conditions, which are also affect the economy inversely. This is an important factor because agriculture is subject to the weather conditions. Sometimes when the wheat is about to be cultivated, is about to be taken back from the field to the stores and is about to be harvested. At the same time, rain is there, and if rain continues, that product, that may be cotton, that may be wheat, that is destroyed. All the cost of production badly and inversely affect the producers, which are already poor people. Their income decreases, their living standard falls. So under these conditions, we can't guarantee that the country will develop. And if, for example, the bumper crop is there, if everything is available, Now capital, entrepreneurial talent, managerial avenues, governments, and so many other factors are there. Because of that, they are not able to convert their raw materials into finished goods and the final goods. Technologies are not available which can provide, which can guarantee the quality and export on the international level. This is another factor which causes the underdevelopment to prevail in many countries of the world at present. Another factor which is also very much important, that is ethical and religious conflicts. In UDCs, it is also observed that ethical and religious conflicts lead to wars, and meager resources of the UDCs are directed towards the weapons and military establishments. It slows down the rate of economic development, and in some cases it inversely affects the economic conditions of the country, as we have seen in the case of Iraq, Syria, Libya, and Afghanistan. So these problems create another hindrance to the development of the economies. As we have seen in these countries, we have discussed loss of life, loss of property, and there is a atmosphere of the fear which badly affects the nations, which badly affects the people, which badly affects the children, that badly affects the schooling and education of the people. So these are the conditions which create the conditions which mentally and physically affect the people who have to develop, who have to become an asset for these countries. They are killed, they are deprived of their resources, and in this way, not only the countries remain underdeveloped, rather they become poor countries, and further their living standard falls. Sometimes they have got nothing to eat, and conditions are such that the international institutions are not in a position to help them properly to provide them the food and security. Ethnic and religious conflicts create insecurity. Development can't be exercised under the conditions of insecurity. So, with the help of this, we close the lecture. May God help us, make us such a people who can develop their countries. May God bless us with the economic utility advancement and provide us the people who can lead the country economically and provide the leadership which can give the priority to the advanced technologies, and that brings the development, prosperity, and happiness in whole of the world. Walaikum assalam. Walaikum assalam. Wish you the best of the luck.